what I wanted to do is actually do a whole stream on, my lore, which I've been kind of working on. Maybe the microphone's in the wrong spot. I hope that's not too much noise. There we go. Oh, that helps. There. Talk about my lore. I'm actually not. I don't know where it's going to go. But I wanted to talk about that, but a situation seems to have come up, and it breaks my heart that people, even, and the fact that it's still going on for years, but people, I call them bullies. They're sexual predators, they are abusers, they are people who basically use either their position of power or take the power away from people by force. And that's really what a bully, the essence of a bully to me is. And I freaking hate them. I hate bullies more than anything else in the world. A bully is, in my mind, the exact opposite of me. Everything that people try to do, want, need, their growth, everything goes on hold because they're either dealing with the bully or they are complying to the bully in fear of retribution, lost wages, harm to their career, harm to their personal life, being, threats of being I mean, it's literally a terrorist. I mean, I can't even describe it more than that. It's an exact horrible situation for anybody to find themselves in, to be in. I have been in those situations, and it absolutely breaks my heart that, with the Me Too movement and a whole slew of things that have been going on for years, that this type of toxicity and horrendous and treatment of others. And this isn't about people having a difference of opinion and arguing and fighting that way. That's not what this is. This is people, who basically rapists, who are just horrible, horrible people, and preying upon people who, with their vulnerabilities, with they feel that they have to do to achieve the goals that they are. They basically have interrupted their path, and they believe that the goal that they're trying to achieve, that they need this. They need to do things that make them uncomfortable, things that they don't want to do, in order to achieve them. And like I said, it breaks it really does break my heart. And it's that, trusted people, people whose persona that they exude online, is basically hiding, this horrendous thing. And people who are basically just loving, caring, and want to do the right thing and want to help out friends, because they think this person is their friend. And sorry. It just hurts. It hurts that it hurts that it exists. It hurts that these people are, wonderful. I've watched a lot of their streams. I've watched, who they become. Some of them are talented artists and in their own right, and all sorts of arts and creative notions. And it's like I really see it stifled. Um, Now their lives are consumed by this fucking mess, and I just I wish there was an easy way. I mean, I wish they weren't in the situation to begin with. I wish they never would have had to deal with something like this. Um I had always thought that the best way to combat against bullies is to basically attack them, you know, be that. But it's not. It's never done any good. Standing up to your bully doesn't do any good. It's not wrong. It might do some good. You see all the movies and they always say, how the bullies have changed and everything like that, but they don't. They're still the horrible person that they were when it started, and the manipulation and all the basically it's a con job. And it goes, I think one of the biggest areas that they attack is people who aren't feeling comfortable with themselves, and they're looking for the person who is bullying them. And I like I said, bullying, it's across the board on what an abuser is. They could be any type of thing. It's just down to abuse. It could be a spouse. It could be a close friend. A childhood friend that you've known for your entire life. Could be this, and sometimes it's difficult to understand. Even though those traits were there, because it's taken so long to get to that point. It's we're what I see is the end result, not the build up to it. And it's not right to put people. I can't tell people to stop doing what they're doing, but that is not who you are. Even the bullies, I want you to know, bullying people is not who you are. When I say I want people to show who, to be themselves and stuff like that, that's your internal self. That's not what other people are giving you, or what other people you take from. Who you are inside has nothing to do with anybody else. Whether it's your abuser or close dear friend or people you love, those people don't define you. And um, to do that, like I said, I've said this a gazillion times, and I probably just recently just said it online like another 5 or 6 times. It all starts with love. Love is the answer. It was the answer, and it always will be the answer. That it always has to stem with love, and it's you can't look at the love that others are giving you. You have to look at the love that you're giving out. That's what that's the love that matters. The love that you give is what matters, not the love that you receive. Um, because sometimes you have to realize that what another person is giving, that they believe is love, is not love. And the first person you have to love is yourself. You have to love yourself the way you want other people to love you. You have to love yourself. I have to love myself. I should never say that you. I don't. You can do whatever the hell you fucking want. I have to love myself enough that when somebody does stuff like that, even if it's a build, even if it starts small, that I have to nip it when it's small, and if it costs me, cost me a friendship, I shouldn't be friends with that person anyways, because if something small like that will cost me a friendship, imagine what happens when they start taking the big stuff and really abusing your time, taking away, basically stealing your time by wasting it, and you know, it's just awful, and and for those who basically are trying to be a friend to toxic mess like this is going on, it's like you got to draw a line. You have to for yourself. I have to for myself. I keep saying you, like I said, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Just try not to break my heart. It's just awful. I can't. I the reason that I'm reason why I feel that this affects me so much is because I hate my job. And my job takes a lot of time. I mean, obviously I have today off, so it's not taking my time right now, but it takes a lot of my time. And then I am working on, I have two things that I do besides actual physical work. I scour for work to try to get work, which, if you can believe it, I've already spent 2.5 hours today doing that. And, um, we're within the job that I have. And then I am now trying to build, um, pretty much my dream, um, that is where I want to spend the rest of my life doing, which is basically being an artist. And I'm working on that as well. So, what little time I have left, you know, I spend it online, and it may, you know, sometimes I get 2 or 3 hours, and sometimes I get only a half hour. It all depends. All depends on how my day is going. And when I'm doing streaming like this, I'm obviously not on. Um, I'm not watching other streamers. I'm not checking my Twitter. I'm not, basically, goofing around, because that's really what it is. Yes, I'm somewhat advertising, this channel, but for the most part, I'm just goofing around, which I like. It's how I unwind. You know, um, get a chance to be creative, get a chance to talk to creative people, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Um, this is one aspect of it. I was actually reminded. Let's see, this is just not really working as well as it should be. Uh, I gotta get a bigger book. Um, I was actually reminded that VTubers aren't the be all end all of these channels. I'm not a VTuber. It's I when I see I get Twitter messages all the time saying VTubers and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, this is basically kind of where I unwind, and I can be creative and just be myself for a little bit, before I have to sleep, and then start all the work and stuff like that I'm doing. The artist, creating a business pretty much for artists, not just me as an artist, but other artists as well. Sucks doing that. I just wish I could just be an artist and just do it. There was a group that was trying to do a very similar thing than what I'm trying to set up, and they failed spectacularly. And I don't want to fail spectacularly, so I'm trying to get all the ducks in a row. I mean, I do have a lot of time, but I don't want to waste the time, waste the time because I don't have very much to spend into it, and not do anything. Basically, just wait till it happens and then start trying to get fight all the fires all at once. And I don't think that especially with work, I'm trying to eliminate the finding more work aspect of it, which will definitely give me more time to do the things that I need. But it's still like this. There's lots of things I need to be doing, and currently I'm a one-man show, so I got to get other people on board, and once I get other people on board, then it's going to be delegating tasks and everything like that, and they're going to be looking to me when this happens for answers. And that's pretty much what I've been doing, is trying to make sure that if a question is asked, I have the answer of what direction we could go in, because I will definitely take input, and people have more experience with things like this. But I'm definitely going to we're going to work out what is I want to work out what is the best, and I want to have my knowledge base, not be kind of like going, yeah, whatever you think is best type of answers going on. I never want to have that. I want to be like going, well, these are the things that we could try. We go your way, but there are options that I want this to succeed. Like I said, it's something that I definitely want to do till the day I die, and I definitely want to be able to leave a legacy. That it can survive and be strong enough without me. And I can make my mark by being an artist, as opposed to make my mark by being the creator or founder of the business. In fact, I probably will take my name away from it once it's done. But what I'm saying is, like, I think the reason why this abuse and bullies and stuff like that, one is if you've been watching my videos all the way up until now, you know that's what one of the things I hate most of all. I was mercilessly attacked as when I was in school, from grade school on. I was considered very small, and I was, if you can believe it, I was a quiet kid. So I was literally ripe for the picking, and it definitely changed me. It definitely soured me on a bunch of things. It definitely changed my point of view of how I look and view the world, especially where justice is concerned, because I used to be a very justice advocate, and doing what's right. I grew up on comic books, so I thought that, I could be a superhero. And the bullying and the fact that people got rewarded for it, and the fact that most did not suffer any consequences, and to the point where most people didn't even realize that that's what they were doing. They didn't. There's a lot of people who bullied me who will say that they never did, because they don't even see the harm that they caused to the people around them. And in fact, I think those are the worst bullies out there. And I always worried that I was becoming that, especially when for many years, I was on a revenge kick. And the problem with trying to solve hate with hate is that I became what I hated. And it takes every ounce, it's easier for me not to acknowledge the abuser and give them space in my head than it is for me to show kindness and understanding and anything that I would give to any of their victims freely. And I don't even want people who have been victimized to think of themselves as victims of it. If they can be strong enough to end it and strong enough to face the consequences of ending it, because it could harm their brand, their name, their reputation. All those things can be harmed. So it's one of the reasons why most people do not do not show this side of their life, their public-private side, the stuff that happens behind closed doors. How the sausage is made type of thing. Nobody was in the room when it happened type of deal. Hamilton has an entire song about it. What happens behind closed doors that we don't know. That aspect of it is just, it is the truth of the matter is that way people feel, those feelings are real. And the harm that was caused to them, that harm is real. And even if they don't see it, I mean, another person talked about like how, these people are playing a character, but there's a human being behind the character that they're playing. And that human being has feelings and is a person and, deserves all the love and respect and everything like that as a person, even though they're portraying a character online. And, people pour their hearts into their personas. I'm pouring my heart to you guys right now. And it's a very vulnerable state. It's a very scary place to be because, like I focus in on that stupid fucking, the bot that comes in and dislikes my videos. And I should be focusing in on the people that actually like the videos, the people that actually would take the time to watch the video, and the people who comment. Oh my God, the comments have been absolutely wonderful and just really heartwarming and very encouraging. And I've had people, DM me and, talk, all this wonderful stuff. I mean, if I, and I don't know why I can't just ignore it, but if I could just ignore that toxic, whole freaking bullshit, I would be so much better off in my life. And it's a lot. It's definitely, a lot to take in. But like I said, I think that the reason why this hits harder is because this is my sacred, this is my sacred place. This is the place where I, leave my, you know, drudgery, banal, horrid, real life stuff, the things that I do to earn a living. And I come here to escape from that. And I don't feel like I'm escaping it. I feel like here it is, the things that I don't want here are right here. And yeah, people talk about how toxic the internet is and bullshit like that. And the truth of the matter is that, the people who are toxic or bots or, they really have no power. And, what this individual did to a lot of YouTubers, streamers, I'll just call them streamers. What this person did to a lot of streamers is just absolutely, I think a lot of people's reaction is how they're sick to their stomach, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting that it went on, and it's not the people's fault that they allowed it to continue, because I mean this person used their position to influence them to where they thought that this is how they were going to succeed in this toxic environment that made them uncomfortable. And it's not okay. And yes, I'm small time and I'm nothing, and my opinion to the people who are actually making a living doing this, is completely, I don't know, where people might think that I'm invalid. I'm invalid because of that, because I don't have that. But I know where they are. I've been there. I've been to the point where, I had to make decisions, and I'm going to tell you that a lot of the decisions I made weren't the correct ones. Because I thought that if I did this, my business will grow, and my business did grow, even with a toxicity, a hard thing that I allowed to have happen. And I take full responsibility for allowing that to happen, to allowing that to go on. Allowing somebody who I thought was talent to dictate my morals to me, or to compromise my morals and what I justified. I've definitely done that, and it definitely cost me. I believe it was the beginning of the end of my business in California because of it, because I allowed something like that to happen. That I should have stood. I should have just stood. Should have stood. I should have taken the hit. I should not have looked at the immediate money coming in and stuff like that. And I should have, stood tall on that, and made my way through. And yeah, it would have cost me connections. It would have cost me, maybe millions of dollars. I don't know how much it would have cost me in the end, but I know that my business would have been stronger for it. And when everything crumbled with the first writer strike and then the housing crisis, which led to the recession, which was the end of my business, that the people I could turn to were people that I knew would help me and would, give me the ability to have continued. And the truth of the matter is that they were all my friends when everything was going great. And the moment I needed was the moment they turned their backs on me. And I will never forgive them for that. And I will never forget that they did that to me. And I don't know, maybe they still have some influence and stuff like that. It's maybe one of the reasons why, like, I have not, I could reach out to people who have connections, and basically blow myself up. And, I could be, my streams could be higher quality and, this and whatever. And I could have, money coming in that I can afford to do things that would continue on and stuff like that. And truth of the matter is that I don't make any money on this. This is all basically, my free content. And I don't have a staff, so I don't have copyrights. I don't have, I'm not reading off of impromptus and things like that to make sure that what I'm conveying actually makes sense and is in English. I told somebody the other day that I'm usually loud and I'm usually the loudest one in the room. There's a reason why I call my singing loud noises. I don't call it just noises, and I don't call it soft noises. I call it loud noises because I'm usually the loudest person around. But here, if you've watched any of these unscripted, you know that I'm sitting here sometimes just mumbling away, and it is what it is. It's I'm not a shy person. It's the one aspect that I think I understand it. I have portrayed it. I don't have stage fright or anything like that. I've gotten nervous. I have definitely wanted to perform better than I thought I could, and that has gotten me nervous. And you can tell with my one take songs that that's the first take. So this first and last take. There's not a bunch of takes that come into it. And it definitely the songs that I sing, I could definitely do better. And I could definitely practice up. Most of them, I think it's actually kind of funny because some of the songs I actually play at work and I sing along to. And sometimes with the parodies that I've done, the original I'll play, and when the original comes up, I sing my parody over the original. Over the original song. But yeah, so there's not much time. There's not time. I've fallen down the rabbit hole. I think this is what a real reverse harem is that I got going on here. But I don't think that a lot of the VTubers realize that I'm in their harem, and I am, that's the reverse. I am. It's not like they don't have their regular harems going on. They do, but normally when somebody's in a harem, they're not usually in a bunch of other harems as well, which creates a harem in sort of. But because I'm not, because I don't because they're not falling over themselves to be in my harem, I don't have a harem. I have a reverse harem. I belong to the harems, and it's a bunch of them. Something like that. Because when somebody says a reverse harem, and it's basically the opposite. The gender, it's a gender swap. The gender swap harem, if you want to use it that way, where instead of it was a guy with a bunch of women, it is a woman with a bunch of guys in her harem. That's what a lot of people call a reverse harem, and it's like going, it's just a harem. It's just a regular harem. Gender doesn't. Is there somewhere, is the definition of a harem male with females? I mean, what about a male with only male people in their harems, or a female with only female, or a mixture of males and females in their harem? I mean, like, isn't that still a harem? That's just a harem, right? I could be wrong. Somebody correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong about what an actual reverse harem is, or that a harem has to be a man with females. As females can only be the body of the harem, as opposed to males, or males are not allowed to be in a harem, so it has to be the reverse. But gender swap to me is not really a reverse. Reverse harem is exactly what I'm saying, is that heads of harems, male or female, that I'm inside their harems, and I have a lot of them. So am I that? I maybe not even. I don't even think. I think there's probably about four harems that I think I belong to, that I don't even know that they realize they exist, and I've even filled out applications to be a part of their harems. So I don't. Who knows? Yeah, it was the one thing when I was doing the Nuck songs that I think was funny. The last of the songs that I said, I was like going, I mean, you don't care because you don't even know my name, and that's. I think that's true. He doesn't. I'm one of a million. I'm one of a million people. There's a million people that like and comment and do crazy shit that I do, and better artists, better singers, obviously. I think my parody writing is definitely probably puts me in a unique category, but I don't think that I get very many props or points for the lyrics of my parodies. So, and that's in their mind. I'll give myself the props. My parody writing is second to none. Ha 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 ha. Weird Al Yankovic wishes he could parody write like me. I listen to him all the time. That's what makes me saying that even funnier. I do like writing the lyrics. That is definitely the more fun aspect of it for me. I think that my singing, definitely leaves a lot to be desired. I've had people love my singing, and if you love my singing, I'm glad you do. I'm glad I can continue doing it. I have had people tell me that, well, cringe. And I definitely have a few of the songs. There's a few songs that I sing that are definitely in the cringeworthy, and I break notes and don't carry the tune, and mumble through words and sing the wrong freaking verse, and I've done that all the time. So that happens. I have yet to sing a song that's not covers. I've actually sang covers without making any errors. Rainbow Connection's probably the big one that I freaking nailed that sucker. But my parodies, on the other hand, I have not found, and I think it just boils down to just natural talent, because I don't have. But I'm improving. So there's definitely, a possibility that maybe one day, I will sing a parody song that I've written and sing it without errors. Um, I am definitely thinking about, for the non-copyrighted songs, doing a compilation. So if you look at my list, and if there's not a thumbnail, like, well, this used to have a thumbnail. I put a thumbnail on it, because I wasn't set up when I posted this out to people. Because I posted it on Twitter, I believe, and I posted it in Discord. But the to get those that posted out there, I put a thumbnail in there, and it was a picture of me. So this is not copyrighted, and I don't believe can be copyrighted. So, but I'm definitely thinking about making a compilation of the copyright. Thinking about taking the the non-copyright claimed songs that I've written. So it's the videos that don't have the thumbnails. There's a picture of me in there, and turning that into one big video, where I attempt, because, like, songs like, If I Were an Orc and stuff like that, I've now probably sang, without recording, obviously, about 100 times. I sing it all the time. Probably sing it just about every day. And I think that I definitely improved, and I think that I could probably sing it now, one, without a lyric sheet, and give the song its due, tonally and everything like that. I think I can definitely. I think I could do it. And I'm trying to think. I think the closest to perfect out of the songs that, because I've only been really singing the non-copyrighted ones more than the ones that have been copyright claimed. But I definitely think that the one that I nailed the closest was actually with the fewest mistakes in it, and that includes tonally. That includes, rhythmically. That I wasn't, kind of stiff, because, like, Mama Vale, I think I sang that, without any direct errors, but I did not sing it well. So tonally, it was probably, I probably would give myself a D tonally on, like, Mama Vale. But I think the only one that I've done is speaking about Mama Vale, her daughter, Silvervale. Silvervale is stunning. On Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London. I think that that only has like one glaring error in it. But I think as a song, I think that if I was going to like show like of the, I think what I have 114 songs, 115 songs. Out of the 115 songs that I have 115 songs. Out of the 115 songs that I've actually done, and that includes the covers. I would probably say that Silvervale is Stunning is probably the best sung song that I have, even over No Rain, which I should have done a better job with that one. But one take. Yeah. To the people that have stood up to their bully, who are risking everything that they have in the moment, I can only wish you better things to come. The best news is that that you're out of that toxic environment, and that abuser can't abuse you anymore. Hopefully, I hope they can never abuse you again. Hope they never have. I hope I want to hope that they're not renting any more space in your head, but I know that that's probably a lot to ask for. And but I hope that you can get to that point in your life. But you are my hero. You I strive, and I fight against, in my life all the time. You know, the that abuse, and it is, like I said, it's in within my life. It's happening all the time. I have been sexually abused and sexually assaulted by people I've dated. Um, I have been taken advantage of, both financially. I've had my reputation smeared, and I've been dragged through the mud for speaking out, for stopping it. So I want to say that, that you will get through this with no consequences of that nature. But it's also one of the reasons why I think it's very brave and very strong. And I know you probably feel like you can crumble at any minute, because that's how I've always felt when I go through this. But it's very strong. It takes a very strong person to decide to end it, to end the abuse, and try to work towards a better day. And it's not easy. It never will be easy, I don't think. Even with things like the Me Too movement and things of that nature, it never will be easy. But I'm definitely rooting for you, definitely support you, and above all, I love you, and I want you to succeed, and I want you to become, the potential person, the who you are, that you know Yeah, and it's entertainment, and I wanted to stay that way, and I wanted to go back to that, um, without all this stupidity. Talking about a person who came out and talked about the stuff that they did in abusing their power. It's Louis C.K. and it's like I hate to even bring up an abuser, but I don't know who his victims were, um, and I definitely think it's because of them he felt the need to do that. But that for him, I hope that was only the beginning, only the first steps. There is recompense and a whole lot of work that he has to do to come back from that, and not just career wise and everything like that, but when you use your position of power to abuse, take advantage of people, it's just wrong, 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 wrong. And I, as much as he's done that, I don't think that I could ever respect him, even as a comedian. And I loved a lot of his jokes. Yeah, and like Bill Cosby, used to love Bill Cosby. But what a hard person. I just nobody should force another person into that situation where they literally are just have to make the choice of you know their moral compass and what they feel is right, um, to the potential of success and taking the abuse that you're dishing out. And yeah, I've read a few of them, and none of them were like you know the person the perpetrator did not like overtly um, come out from the beginning, but it definitely affected them work wise, definitely affected their relationships with others, definitely affected everything because their attacker, you know, had control and pitted them against other people and, you know, controlled what money that they were making and stuff like that. It's just awful. I can't even imagine like it's going to take a lot to recover. And like I said, I support them wholeheartedly, and I hope that we can all get back to the goofy, fun, weird entertainment that the industry that we are in. And I've already spent an hour on this, and I've already ran a couple tangents and gone off freaking script, as it were. But just it's it is the situation. So I'm going to briefly talk about what I was originally wanting to stream about because um, I was asked to submit for a contest or submit for a raffle, not really a contest, because the content actually doesn't matter for a raffle. It's just random who gets it. But I was asked to submit what my online character is about and my lore, the lore, the lure, um, fishing lure. the lore of my character, my background, and I've actually been, I've actually written a bunch of stuff on this character, on this online character that I do and stuff like that. And it was just a Twitter post, so it's only was 147 characters or whatever. Whatever. I don't even know the number of characters you can have in Twitter. All I know is that I almost always freaking breach it, and I don't feel like doing 2 separate posts. But in that short thing, I was condensing about 30 pages that I've written on my background of this character. I'm talking about this character that you're seeing now. And one of the things that I thought would be absolutely funny, because not funny, maybe funny, to do, or to try to attempt to do, is to I should bring it up. I come from this character comes from the Fae. So one of the fairy creatures, or just a child of the Fae. So fairy magic is probably the better term to come with. Average, I guess. Nothing really unique or special about my character. Due to the nature of the type of fairy that I am, I can't even reveal, or me now can't even remember what it really was, because it could be a lot of things. It's up to the viewers to determine or figure out what creature in the Fae, what child of the Fae that I am. The storyline goes, I visit Earth to basically play pranks and to be mischievous and do, lots of things that what normal fairies do when they visit Earth, when they visit this realm. And it usually charges us up and, helps us become better. It's kind of like a vacation. Think of coming to Earth as a vacation. And I came up with a brilliant plan with a human to switch. Basically, I wanted to extend my vacation on Earth. And it was only supposed to be for a short period of time. And they could go to the Fae and, go back to my boring life there. I did a lot of things as this human, and when I thought it was time to go back, which I think I was giving it like 2 or 3 years, I tried to cast a reverse spell. And all it would have done was just basically brought them from the Fae into their body, and me from here back to mine. Just reverse it, and everything, we just go back to things are normal. And when I attempted that, it failed. I have since used up all the magic that I had, and I am becoming more and more human as time goes on, and I have built up probably more than my share of banality, which when you're a changeling, a child of the Fae, Banality is what can kill you as a fairy. And fortunately, I am no longer that. I am human, but I definitely have built up way too much banality. And that's the starting point of my streaming and everything like that career. That's where I'm at in it. And my streaming career is to basically remove the banality from me and try to become the changeling that I really am. And I was going to use the VTubing or the virtual modeling to originally take me and turn me from just as I am into a VTuber, and then over time, slowly but surely become the changeling that I am, and or changeling that I was. And that's it. I hope that helps with the lore and everything like that. But that would be fun to do, and I would become a VTuber. Yay! And I think I will always secretly. I think what has attracted me to the streams more than anything is the VTubers. And it's there. It's very different than. Hey, Jer, how you doing? Um, but it's very different being I'm trying to describe it. I've watched people who stream like I do, which is stream their actual physical, their face and everything like that. And I don't know what it is that with VTubing that that's good. I'm glad you're doing great. I don't know what it is about VTubing that is one extremely different than the live personas, but I also feel that the people behind it are able to express more and reveal more about who they are inside with their VTuber characters. So it's one of the interests that I have, and it's probably one of the reasons why I tend to, when I watch streamers, I tend to only watch VTubers as opposed to live action people. But I do watch people who do live performances like I do as well. So it's not a 0%, but there was a whole big thing about like I used to watch a lot of anime, and the with anime I consumed a lot of anime, and pretty much all my anime watching time has basically turned into VTuber watching time. So, and it hasn't watching other streamers, especially on YouTube. The other streamers that are not VTubers, that hasn't gone up. I don't watch them any more or less than I was watching them before. But VTubers, I definitely have, and that's now I think I'm in my third year, because it was definitely maybe even more than a year before the pandemic started. So, and the pandemic's now been going on for a long time now. So yeah, so probably 3 years. 3 years I've been watching VTubers, and the quality of anime went from, where you would watch a town with no town without me or Erased, which was absolutely, a nail biting anime that every week you almost had to see it, to now I don't even like. I just keep up with some of the continuing series like Black Clover or even My Hero Academia, that are just continuing series, and then the new stuff. I think the only one out of all the new stuff that's come out was the Duke of Death and his maid, and that's the only one that I've actually even had any interest in continuing watching, and everything else just kind of falls by the wayside. Um, oh, Izuma and the Demon School. That's another one that I kind of just keep up with, but I wouldn't say that I keep up with it completely. And I know that my hero's now in the Villain Academy, which in the manga, which I've read, is like an absolutely spectacular thing. And this season for My Hero Academia just is absolutely, it's just trash. The anime just, I think they want to try to get so much in there, and they're dropping so many other subplots that they're kind of losing what the meaning is of My Hero Academia. Yeah, yes, it's about Deku, but it's also about everybody else, and those people are very important to the storyline. So the anime is going to be what it's going to be, and it's the reason why some people, especially big anime people, they don't like My Hero Academia because of that, and I can see why. I can definitely understand it. But yeah, so me becoming a VTuber will be interesting. I've been asking a lot of questions lately of VTubers, like especially about modeling and PNGs and rigging and what the equipment. I know that there is definitely an ability to just use the camera and rig me up that way, and I think that there's a lot that just don't. They do mouse movement, which without much of a, you can't do hand movements like this. And then I've watched a lot of 3D models with VTubers, and their hands all freak out and doesn't record properly or craziness. I know that people who wear glasses, that affects their VTubing and things like that. But it's great. What about watching VTubers as opposed to anime? So I'm glad to have somebody in the chat. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming in, saying hi. There's a million other things that I wanted to talk about. You just missed me talking about, bullies and stuff like that. So another time. Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much where I want to take my lore. Is to actually end up creating, like I said, I've definitely 30 pages, but I think 10 solid pages on the exact what I want for the character and where I want to see the character going, and what I should reveal, and everything like that is all. That's all for VTubing, and I make it. I'm pretending like I'm something extra special and new and stuff like that, and people have probably produced characters like this a million times. So I mean, how many many elves and dwarves and craziness, and even goblins and orcs and stuff like that are out there. So there's plenty of them. So there's plenty of children of the Fae and plenty of changelings as VTubers. So I'm not unique in my story and not unique in anything like that. But I think it would be fun to do it. I'm going to do it my way. So that would be fun to do. There is, Luna's going to be streaming Little Hope, which I think it's great because that's actually my last name, so I like to watch that stream. That's gonna be fun. I think she's doing it at 2:30. Alice the Wolf Girl. I think today's her day off, but I think she's playing games and stuff like that. So I hope she's having lots of fun. Trying to think of what other VTubers are hanging out. I don't know anybody else's schedule that I could think of off the top of my head. Like I said, it's unscripted, but there's a lot of funness going on. I definitely think that my uni should be popping in and popping out like she always does, and I haven't been able to keep track and what she's been doing, but yeah, my reverse, like I said, my reverse harem. I don't know, Jared. I don't know if you caught that before when I was talking about what a reverse harem is. But how I see what a reverse harem is, but I think it's kind of funny. I don't think that gender swap. I'll just quickly mention. I don't think that gender swapping would be the reverse of a harem. Creating a reverse harem. I would think that a reverse harem would be a person who's in a bunch of harems, as part of the body of the harem, and they have a bunch of harem leaders as they're basically creating their harem. So that would be the reverse. They're not the head of the harem. They're just basically one person inside the harem, but they belong to a bunch of harems. Would be a reverse harem, as opposed to a female head with either a bunch of male people in their harem as considered a reverse. That was pretty much it. So I was like going, but maybe that is what a reverse harem is, because maybe a harem has to be a male lead with female people in the body of the harem. And I was like going, well, what if the body of the harem has both men and women in it, or all men in it? Would that still be considered a harem? Can the person who basically owns the harem, can they be male, female, whatever? Like does the gender really decide whether it's an actual harem or whether it would be reverse of the harem? But yeah, gender swap is gender swap really is the reverse of man woman? I don't know. It all depends. But like I said, if a harem has to be a man leading it, then it would definitely be a reverse harem. Would be a female leading it with men in their body. But what if they have men and women in their body in the harem body? I don't know. Like I said, I think that a reverse harem would be me with the waifus, or you with waifus, and you belong to all of their harems, and wouldn't that be the reverse harem? Because now it's a harem, but it's the reverse of one because you're part of the body. Something like that. Does that make sense? Sorry to put you on the spot. I don't mean to put you on the spot. I'm literally drawing a blank now. So yeah, those are things that are basically happening today. I hope you're having a great day. I hope everything is going wonderful for you. And I appreciate you stopping by. It's awesome. It's awesome to actually have chat. Yay, chat. Chat's good. I hope whatever you're doing is going to be great and awesome. And are you doing anything wonderful today? I don't know. But like I said, I think I'm going to draw a blank. I'm drawing a blank on all the things that I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to kind of get this out there, and so I'm going to probably end this soon. And I'm going to end it like I always end it with big old cool beans. And you have a great day. And thank you very much, Jared, for stopping by. I appreciate that. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thank you. All right, take care.